Yay! The temple we've been waiting for is finally here! Okay, I thought that was on my ears. It was outside. Anyway, so yeah, there's been a long time coming, and this is a temple we've been waiting for so long. It's Wile Coyote versus Tom the Cat. It's Looney Tunes versus Tom and Jerry. Now, I do know these two characters, though with how much of a cartoon force and stuff these two characters uses. Yeah, Tom has technically died at some point in the show. He went up to the heaven and then he couldn't go there because he had unfinished business or something. Might have happened on more than one occasion. So technically he didn't die in the episode because he did come back. And then there's Wile Coyote, which is always trying to capture the Roadrunner, I think it's called. And always failing in very hilarious ways. I love these two characters. They are a lot of fun to watch. Most of the time, I grew up with Tom and Jerry. It's like the show I grew up with. I watched that one a lot growing up. And I might go back and watch a few episodes here and there from time to time. Most of the classic ones. Just because, you know, it's so much fun. It's so much violence. You know, cartoon violence, I guess you can say. But yeah, these two characters can survive pretty much anything. No matter what you throw at them, they survive anything. Basically, they say no to damage. Both of them pretty much do that. So, these two characters are like two of the characters that kind of are the definition of cartoon force. You know, along with Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, the Pink Panther, and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm totally expecting this to be a draw, but I don't know. I haven't seen everything from either show. It's been a long time since I've seen either show. I haven't seen much of the modern stuff of Tom and Jerry. I know they have had a lot of movies, like going to the Chocolate Factory or something. Stuff like that. You know, Tom has been crushed by stuff like that. Safe, gets electrocuted. There's so, and Wile Coyote gets a lot of those sort of things too. So yeah, they're no pushover. But right now, I want Tom the Cat to win. So yeah, let's just go into the analysis. So let's go. All right, we are ready to go, and why not play and see the analysis? Alright! It looked like it was going to be a 2D animated one, which I was kind of hoping. This is very fitting for these two characters.
Tom and Jerry. The fans voted for it and we're here to deliver. He's Wiz Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze
the year and a half or something later
to find out who would win a death battle.
Because we know about this is like, oh, was it 2023?
In tales
told the end of there or something?
A shimmering campfire by the tribes people of North America, there was no figure so cunning, so bold as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life. And to the brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break. To this day,
yeah, you can never catch a break.
Stalks the American
These certainly won't give up though.
His indefatigable prey.
I think in Roadrunner is the one of the few characters. His rules are he can never beat, but he can beat other characters.
He'll chase that bird
I think so.
Ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man. You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wile was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E. Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the face, an easy task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators, capable of hunting in both rural
I guess that kind
and
of explains why he doesn't speak. Though Tom doesn't really speak either, except in a few occasions here and there, but...
Though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look
stone
still,
meep, meep.
Or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time. Frankly, it's incredible that Wile manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all. but he does.
No, really, it's actually
No, he
stated
does.
that only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wile.
But almost as fast isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wile's got an endless assortment of gadgets.
Yeah, he's very
gizmos, and
creative.
reams
He
of
has a
blueprints
lot
to
of
make a
gadgets.
difference.
He really
He's
makes a
got your
lot of them.
classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded boxing gloves, along
But
with
they
heavier
always end up
artillery like
working against
heat-seeking
him.
missiles,
Like,
a 10
is it not
million
3?
volt electromagnet, and
Instead
a
of
friggin'
the whole
trebuchet.
the
A
tree
Reddit
branch
favorite.
Many of
they're
which he
standing on
invented
falling
himself
off,
and
the
uses
tree
in
itself falls off,
excruciatingly
falls
detailed
down.
schemes that
Stuff like that.
inevitably
They're kind of
go
funny.
awry. Despite being a self-described super genius, Wile has an officially measured IQ of 3.
That's the same IQ as a cactus.
Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him?
Acme sells any product that you can imagine, and Wile is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue.
Thanks for the inherited wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic, Acme Clone-O-Matic, Acme Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wile
Yeah.
uses is intentionally sabotaged because Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunners. My man
Of course they
cannot
are.
catch a break, but he sure can take some punishment.
No matter the severity of his failures, Wile is still a tune and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted, blasted into a constellation, and overall verbed for the last 87 years straight, without ever actually
Yeah,
dying.
Tom Burstman
He once
has
got fully
gone through
disintegrated into
very
ash
similar
and
things.
popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the immortal Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times, and even
Yeah, I
led the
do that,
page
but like
entirely
holding a
to
sign that
catch the
says
Roadrunner.
help.
Yeah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney DNA. Every toon's got it, not just the Looney ones. And it's what lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune
Yeah.
to the laws of physics.
Then it
as
takes
we know
same
them.
thing happens
That's
with
why
Tom,
Wile
so
developed a counter to this immortality, the Looney DNA Dissolver.
I've seen a
which
few of
leaves
this.
Toons
Very
vulnerable
sure.
to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile's experience as a veteran toon that landed him a job at Acme University as department chair of the School of Hard Knocks, teaching up-and-coming Tiny Toons how to use their abilities.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's
Yeah, I
jutsu,
guess it's
Toon Force
so.
works like an actual power system, with more experienced toons like Wile who are more powerful than their younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was the time Plucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wiley's got
Yeah.
a cushy 10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap, caught the Roadrunner! Oh wait, never mind, so damn close!
According to 1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E. Coyote has attempted to catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842
Oh, that is so many times. And they only managed to capture him,
Scaled
like,
to the
a
present,
few
that's over 10
times.
million failures.
That takes dedication, or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Wiz, there's no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by
Yeah, very
God,
much.
we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and
Oh,
Roadrunner.
excuse me.
Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile E. Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from
I
our
guess not.
fanatical furry failson? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile E. Coyote.
Oh yeah.
The year was
Alright,
1939.
Tom the Cat,
War
let's
raged
go.
in Europe between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made
mean, none of them is really-
from the German encirclement off the coast
None of them is
Dunkirk,
really capable of
one might have
dying.
called the battle,
I mean, technically,
Game of
yeah,
Cat
Tom
and
did that
Mouse.
once, but
Oh wow, is that actually where their names
then he came
come
back,
from?
so
I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names' origin,
because he had
William
unfinished
Hanna
business.
and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it. Tom Cat chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls violence ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Who is, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And if you're like me,
Yeah,
all
very
you
much.
wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug
You know, it's a
smirk
lot
off
of
that
fun
little
in the
rat's
episode when
face.
Jerry
Despite
becomes
my
super
well-documented
muscular.
hatred of cats, even I've
That
got a
is a
crimson
lot of-
years
that is a really
propaganda
fun
to
episode.
convince us to side with the filthy,
That-
flea-ridden
yeah,
rodent
they even
over
show
man's
clips from it,
second
too.
best friend. Oh, big yawn.
Even though seeing that
Like
episode, I
Tom are
highly
actually
recommend
some
it.
of
It's
Earth's
so
most
fun.
Successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has collected a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mousekind.
Yeah,
Sure,
he used a
most of it is
lot
stuff
of
you can find
gadgets,
around
too.
the average American household, like
It
baseball
pretty much uses
bats,
whatever he gets
lead
his hands
pipes,
And guns? Lots and lots of guns. But he's got wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the Sword of Light and Dark, which severs you from your own shadow, or the Rewind Remote, which can move your
Yeah, both of them have some
backwards
rewind
through time.
remotes.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's, of course, but just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which makes his keen thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat, he's
Yeah,
one
very
tough
much.
son of a gun.
And Jerry is
crushed,
not
blown up,
exactly
had
easy
every
to
bone in
capture.
His body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust, and survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was conducting some different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically go get them back from hell, where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore for a tune, but there isn't much of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Wow.
if you only
Okay, he
watch
can
the
break-
classic
I don't see him
cartoons from
breaking the fourth
40s,
wall.
You may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Toy Whiz. They were actually named
Excuse
after
me.
the 2 characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting asteroid, lifted up the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He taked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may
Yeah, it's
surprise
been a
you is the
long
fact that
time.
At the end of the day, they're actually friends.
And they've worked together tons
Yeah,
of
they've
times
become
to save
friends
the day,
quite a
like
lot
when
of
they
times
helped
in
a
the
little
show.
orphan girl, Robin Starling, find her way home. Oh, that's a nice end to their story.
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase. Long ago, the warrior god, Lord of Sichuan, Long Shen, battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to declare the two the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact, Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom, who repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious malevolent
I didn't know there was a Devil Tom.
The tree of life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors use the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the fuck?
While it may sound completely insane, it is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods
makes
may
it canon,
grant us mere mortals some heavenly push.
No!
Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of
Sure.
the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch him on repeat forever. Too bad.
And then he gets
he's
away
still a
again
filthy
because
feline.
something
The only
happens.
kitty I truly respect is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck.
Well, you know,
because
they
the
team
Tom
up,
and Jerry of English
be
literature
friends.
later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's no better way to get absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah. Alright. They both have a lot of similar abilities. Duplication, revive, both stop an asteroid, both can pretty much come back from nothing, you know, being shattered and blah blah blah. And Tom has died, but he can just get his life back. You know, it's basically these two characters are the definition of cartoon violence, the cartoon force, and I'm still on the board, but I say they are. It's gonna be a draw. They basically say no to damage. Both of them pretty much say no to damage. I don't think they really have a way to win against each other. I mean, they might put up a good fight. They might end up all as friends. It might be similar to Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog, where they become friends in the end. Maybe they end up stop chasing each other and go after Roadrunner and Jerry. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a draw. But if one of them does happen to win this fight, I do hope it's Tom. Yeah, and because of Tom having died multiple occasions, but if you're coming back and stuff, I think Wile might win, because it's totally possible because of that. But yeah, it's basically who keeps up first, I guess. At this point, it's gonna be a draw. If one wins, it's probably Wile Coyote. So I'm gonna end it there, and let's go get to the death ball itself. And with that, let's get this over with.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for
a death battle! Alright, let's go. Okay, it's Tom and Jerry music. Okay, I mean, I like the animation style. Very Tom and Jerry. I included the famous the scream. Yeah, hoping they will do that. Okay, this one has some very interesting style. Alright, at least there's a reason for him to fight. Oh, this is always gonna be filled with cartoon sound effects.
Come on, you apes! You wanna live forever!
No matter what happens, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. No, Tom, yeah, Tom did have the invincibility stuff. I think I didn't remember if Coyote had something similar, but it doesn't really matter. They're cartoons. Why? Did they really lose 9 lives from that? I feel like it should only be 1 life. Okay. Yeah, I made and Tommy just follows it. Nice. Alright, that was the 4th wall break. Okay, I don't care who wins, this is a lot of fun. I can use the umbrella.
Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
Okay. I was kind of right though. If one were to win, it will be Wile Coyote.
I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both
Okay,
are strong
let's
enough
see.
to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but comparing Wile to Plucky Duck, Looney Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wile could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time. That's immeasurably fast, and much faster than Tom. Wile gets the edge in stats.
Wile's
All right.
arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming
Yeah,
genius
Tom
were often
definitely wins in
defeated by his
intelligence.
own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Oh, and Tom has one other big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's the big question. Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA Dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we
Sure.
dug deep through the
Let's
bowels
call it
of
that.
Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place. Space Jam.
Where Wile yet again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner, or other tunes the plot bends around like bugs, because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for, Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA Dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and looting arsenal ensured his victory.
Wile gave one hell of a chase and left Tom Jones in for a rematch.
The winner is Wile Coyote.
Alright, congratulations, Wile. Okay, who's next? Oh, it's Spider-Man? Okay, it's Miles Morales.
Join as a member to
right?
see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
So that was a fun Death Battle. I really loved the analysis. The analysis was great. The animation was amazing, and all of it, you know, it was so much fun. It was almost like watching a actual episode between those two. Yeah, I really liked that fact that there was an actual reason for them to fight. Which is great. You know what? The battle music, amazing. You know, pretty much everything about the battle itself in this one was amazing. It really was great. I really liked the analysis too. I think it was amazing. But yeah, I did say it myself too. If one of them is going to win, it's going to be Wile. I was expecting a draw because they both are so unkillable. But yeah, the only thing I might have a slight issue in the animation is the plane landing on Tom. For some reason, it took away 8 of his lives when it should only be doing 1. But you know, even by his logic, you know, he loses 1 at a time. So I don't know. I'm gonna let it fly. It just felt a bit weird that he died 8 times from that one thing. So Tom getting his other lives back though didn't go into play. But I guess we didn't really need to, because, as I said, Tom didn't really actually have a way to kill Wile. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, yeah, Wile basically is... Okay, when you can erase, when they're in a world, you can erase pretty much everything in that world, including the animator's world. And Tom the Cat's world has never been shown to do that, I guess. So... yeah, that totally makes sense. But at the end of the day, they're both still really fun cartoon characters. Each of their shows are really fun. I have to go back and watch a few of them, I think. I haven't seen many of the Marvel ones though. I've watched them going up for the most part, so... Again, I'm gonna mention it again. If you haven't seen the episode where Jerry becomes buffed and strong, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. This is one of the best episodes in my opinion. It's just so much fun. Even show clips from it during this analysis part, and I really like that. So yeah, overall, I really did really like this episode. Now, next time, however, we got Spider-Man versus Deku. And judging by the clips, it's not just any Spider-Man. It is Miles Morales' Spider-Man. So that could be interesting to see. I'm not familiar with Deku though. Looked like it's from an anime or something, so I guess it's possible. Yeah, okay, that's totally possible. Next time it's gonna be interesting though. I'm not that familiar with Deku, but I do love Spider-Man. Any Spider-Man is cool. It doesn't matter. Spider-Man is awesome, no matter who is playing it. Either it's Peter Parker, Miles Morales, or okay, his name escapes me, but it's Spider-Man from 2099. Or even if it's a Spider-Woman. Even we haven't, those are cool too, I guess. I haven't seen much of those in action, that's because they haven't really gotten much, actually. I mean, sure, they should probably show. Plenty of them have shown up in cartoons and comics and that sort of thing, but they never had their own movie or TV show, I think. So, definitely not movie. So, yeah, let's give some justice to the Spider-Woman too. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do next one. I really hope Spider-Man win though, just because he's Spider-Man. Since I'm not that familiar with Deku, I can't really say much right now, but I do hope Spider-Man win. Spider-Man needs to win this next one. I hope it does. So yeah, after so long, we finally got our Wile Coyote versus Tom the Cat episode, and it was so much fun. This was a really good episode. So let me know what you thought about this episode by posting down in the comments below. And if you like my reaction, why not give it a like and make a comment too if you like. That'd be similar in the comments, please. I'm just gonna go back to playing Breath of the Wild on my Switch 2. I'm replaying the game at this point because I want to see what it plays like on Switch 2. Plus, I'm trying to discover all those voice memories by Zelda. I'm gonna do the same with Tears of the Kingdom at some point too. So far, there've been a lot of interesting lore to those voice memories. I have found like 60 or something of the voice memories. So yeah, I'm getting close there. It at least seems like they're over 100, 120 or something. So still a while for me to get go. But then again, I haven't done everything in the Source Domain and stuff again. There too. So there's probably a lot of voice memories in there as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna go back to that after I don't edit this one and getting it out for you guys. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this reaction video. And I see you guys next time. Minashu96 signing out, and I see you guys next time. Bye.